Hello, this is JilliBling. I have another project for Valentine's Day. Again, it's using the product suite containing Sweet Conversations and Sweet Talk. And here it is. Look at those little envelopes. Aren't those just cute as can be? And this I attached it, but you can leave it on today's. Maybe we could leave it so you could pull it out. Okay, so we'll be using the stamp set Sweet Conversations. The dies, So Sweetly Stitched, Love You More Than, Sweetheart dies, Ornate Frame, and these are retired, but I'm using it more for the square, the 1x1 square. But if you have a punch or anything that's 1x1, or just cut your paper 1x1, you won't need this die set. And just 2 colors of ink, Pool Party and Blushing Bride. Okay, so we'll do something a little bit different using this embossing folder. It's a new embossing folder. It's part of this, I think it's part of the product suite. Yes, it is. It's called Gingham. And it's not as thick as the 3D plates, and that's why you use 2 clear plates. But that will create the background. And if the background is a little bit too loud, you can just not ink the embossing folder like we are today, and it'll be a little bit more subtle. So let's start with that part. So here is a paper, and I'll put all the paper cut sizes on my blog, which is JilliBling.com. So to get the texture and the ink, what you do is you take your ink pad, and we're going to ink the embossing folder. So when you have this, see, this is the logo side up. I'm going to ink this lower part, but it's fine if you want to ink the other half. You'll just get a different look. And just apply ink, and I'm purposely doing it a bit random. It doesn't have to be perfectly smooth because I want this just a background. So put ink directly on there, and that's the side with the Stampin' Up! Made in China. And then I could put my paper right on here, but chances are I'd smear it or I wouldn't get it straight. So instead, that's the inky side over here. I'm going to line my paper up with this line because, see, this is pretty much clean. Right about there. And then close it and run it through my machine. And you could, if you wanted, just do it like this and it would act as a stamp. So here it is all done. And like I said, I was fine not getting it purposely fully covered because it's just a background. And even on this one you could see that's where the stamp pad hit, and that was a little bit light. Okay, so there's lots of little pieces. Those little envelopes are so cute. So we'll fold the base paper in half. Then we'll attach this. And because it has so much texture, using your tape runner might not be sufficient. I'd suggest maybe using tear and tape. Or after you use your tape runner, just apply a little bit of glue just to make sure that it will stick in place. I probably should have used my tear and tape. But if you don't have it handy, this is another good way too. And then just put that on the front of the card. And remember how I said to try to line up your paper in the embossing folder with that line? If you have your paper crooked, your whole card will look crooked, and that's not good. Okay, so we have that part done. So all these little pieces, let's start with these. These 2 pieces are for, this is the envelope die. So we'll run that through 2 times because there's 2 envelopes on here. there they are. And let's work on those just because they're adorable. So I'm going to fold 3 sides, leave this side up, and then just use your bone folder to confirm the folds. This time I think I'm going to leave the little inserts loose. I don't think that they'll fall out. Okay, so those are going to go on there, and at this point they're kind of lost because they need the white frame with the blue border. So that is for right here. So let's do that now. So the white frame is this right here, and that is from So Sweetly Stitched. Okay, and it just sits on this paper. But before that, I'm going to use my blending brush to apply just a hint of color because I want those envelopes to stand out. And this is Pool Party. And I just wanted just a little hint of color, not too much. And I'm not so worried about if it's splotchy in the center because the envelopes will cover that. But this is looking pretty good. And you know what, while I'm at it, I'm going to do a little bit on the inside of the card. So when you look at this one, the inside, it's a little splotchy there, but you can tell it just has a hint of color. So this is inside paper. Let's see how much I have left on here. Not much. You know, I'm going to try going across the bottom. So it doesn't look like much right now, but if I were to put this paper on just plain white paper, you'd say, oh yeah, it does have a bit of color. For instance, when I take this, you could see that it has the Pool Party on it, and then the same with this one. Now you can see it's just here down along the bottom. This card I did it as landscape. I think the next one I want to do it as portrait, so that's why I put it at the bottom. Okay, so these can get attached. Okay, and let's see how things are going here. So this will be inside. And this will be right in the middle. I'm thinking these can be maybe like that. Then, what are these papers? These are for, this is from Love You More Than. That's a cup with the, I think it's the chocolate and the coffee and a whole bunch of things that start with C. But we're going to use just the word love. So right here. Okay. Not sure how it'll go yet. And what else do we have in here? These are part of the Sweet Conversation bundle, and I just want a few little solid Pool Party hearts. So here they are, and I just cut them out of a scrap paper. And you get 4 separate hearts at one time. And you know, this piece right here, let me get these 2 pieces out. This, a lot of people have a 1x1 hand punch. You could use that. Otherwise, on just a scrap piece of paper, You could do the hand punch, or if you have the die, cut that out. So that's here. That's going to be one of the inserts. And then this is from the, I think it's the Ornate Frames. It's real fancy. Yeah, Ornate Frames. And this is a great set because this piece fits in there. They fit together really well. But we'll just use this one little frame. I haven't used it. I've appreciated, admired it. But today is a day, and that will make this little frame. And you know, when you look at this on the card, it's in Blushing Bride, but I'm thinking it would be better in Pool Party. So I have one right here that I just punched out of a scrap of Pool Party. I wasn't sure which is better, but we'll try them. But that's from this frame. Okay, so we're getting closer. On here, this little U, that comes from this stamp right here and Sweet Conversations. Happy to have you in my life. We're going to use just the U. So I know you're looking at this paper thinking, I can't stamp on there, but it's going to have to be trimmed, and it actually does work out easier than you think. So the word you, right there. So to trim it, and if I hold this up, you could see you need to trim off the bottom and the top, the side, maybe just a little bit over here. And even if it is a little crooked, that's fine. And if it isn't perfectly straight, like this is really crooked over here. Because it's so small, I don't know that anyone would notice. Okay, so I think we have all of the elements here. Oh, the BFF. How about if we try, we already have Love You on the front, so can't use that. And I want it to be, we use that. I want to use a little one, maybe the Hug Me. So here's the die for that. So to do the Hug Me, this one I did the outline in Blushing Bride and the Fill It In Pool Party. Let's try this one opposite. So, BFF, here's the love, oh, we already did a Love You. Hug Me. Hug Me will be in Pool Party. Might as well do two. Somebody later will say thank you. Yeah, that one didn't turn out very good. Okay. And then Blushing Bride. Let's see how that is to fill in the shape. And in this set, you have the outline with words, and then this part fills in back behind there. So there's this shape with the wide heart, and this is the narrow heart. The big one goes for these two. But there are two shapes of the smaller heart, just FYI. So this one, let's see how it will look. Cool. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Not perfectly lined up. For instance, this one right here, I didn't line it up well at all, but you probably didn't notice. Okay. How's that going to look? Okay. And you know, instead of running to the machine, hold on. I don't mind fussy cutting just a little bit. Okay. Oh no, does it get lost? I think the one with the blue background stands out a little better. Okay, so time to start assembling this. So we have the texture paper down, so next is to stick down this right here, and I'm going to put that on with dimensionals. And I'll put it on at a little bit of an angle. Just like that. Okay, so for these little frames, I'm going to try the blue one. Oh, but I want to put that heart in there. I wonder if this heart will work better. No, that one's even wider. Okay, so on this paper, I will stamp the heart in Blushing Bride. Especially if it has a blue frame, that will be good. The pool party. And just do your best to stamp it in the middle, because the frame is just a little bit too small for it, but that's okay. You could still tell it's a heart. So to put the frame on, I will put glue around the outside edge. Not too thick, otherwise it'll be sliding around and taking forever to dry. Okay, there it is. And you see a little bit through these little windows, but that's okay. So that's going to go in here. This one will go in here. Pink frame, I think that gets lost. So let's make the envelopes. So to make these, there's one side that will stay popped up. I'll just leave it that one. And be a little bit careful when you put your glue on here. Like put a little here and here, and then just a thin layer here and here. Avoid this area down here, otherwise you'll stick it closed. This. So I'm putting some right at the top because it will stick right there. Then hold it for a second. And I can see it popping up right here, which is good. So I'll just let that dry. Then do the same right here. So put those two in. Little here, here, across the top, and then just hold it. See that little shadow? That means it's not stuck closed. Okay, so for the layout, how about here, here, and then this time there's room for the love little hearts. Where should they go? I think maybe I like this layout a little better. So if ever you have a stamp set and you're not sure what to make, where to start, of course Pinterest has many ideas, but I would show you. In the catalog, they always give at least one, usually many more. I'm not sure where to put that one yet. Okay, so something like that. So now for these, because I already have dimensionals underneath this pool party frame, I'm going to just stick these down flat. Since the glue is here, I'll use that. It's kind of a shame because they're so cute. Oops. And this one I'll put here, but I'm going to put this one on dimensionals because that paper is so thick, it's already kind of riding up. So just not dimensionals where my thumb is. Now you have to have tricks to remember things. One more. Okay. Good. So now I could put these on. Those little envelopes are so cute. I'm wondering how they would look in, if you cut them out in vellum. Then you could somewhat see through to what the inside is. I was thinking about doing that, but I didn't. Love. You. Right there. Okay. Now, this, I think it could just stay there without, because there's a little resistance. So without sticking it down. This, I'm not sure. Well, we'll see how it goes. If they fall out, I'm going to stick them down. So to attach the hearts, I'm going to use liquid glue. Just put like a little V shape down. That will hold the heart just fine. Okay, and then there's one more heart. Okay, so there it is. I think in the catalog they have this piece just sitting out like that. Kind of cute. Oh, I did that on that one, so it's okay. Trying to keep them loose. So, for the inside, happy to have you in my life. Happy Valentine's Day. And this one is BFF. See, that's sliding around. Okay. I wanted it to be loose, but no luck. So I'll take a mini dimensional, and I'm going to put just one on. Not that that would let it move, but there, you could still tell it's a heart. This one I'll leave loose. Okay, so, love you. How about just Happy Valentine's Day? Good. And then, I like that XOXO. How about some of these in hearts? So maybe the hearts can be in Blushing Bride. And this heart. A few of those. Maybe a few of the big ones, or one big one. Okay, and then the XO could be in Pool Party. That came out cute. Okay, let's get stuck to the inside. And that is it for this card. So, landscape and portrait, no ribbon, no bling, which is kind of hard. But it came out really cute. Okay, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. Bye.